Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015 whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to catch us every Friday on the Friday Fix and every Sunday at 1 p.m. at the Sunday Town Hall. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing, Senor Wesley?
I'm good. About yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm glad I'm too old to go to war.
We're on the brink of that right now, ain't we?
You know, the president that he said, I'm coming in, I'm going to end these endless wars. These things he's going to bully everybody, and ain't nobody scared of him.
Yeah, they can't be, but he's gonna do some dumb. Me personally, I think he's gonna do some dumb shit. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying?
So let's start. Trump, I'll bomb Iran if it rejects my nuclear deal. Donald Trump has warned Iran there would be bombing the likes of which you have never seen before if it rejects his nuclear weapons deal. The threat comes after the U.S. president sent a letter to the Ayatollah, Iran's supreme leader, giving him a deadline of 2 months to come to an agreement over the country's nuclear program. Last week, Mr. Trump deployed stealth bombers to the Dago Garcia base, which the U.S. shares with Britain, and what was thought to be a warning to Iran and its proxies. On Sunday, he told NBC in a phone call, if they don't make a deal, they'll be bombing. It'll be bombing the likes of which they have never seen before. While Mr. Trump has said that diplomatic solutions to the Iran problem is preferable, military means are still on the table. On Friday, speaking at the Oval Office, he warned, I sent them a letter just recently, and I said, you have to make a decision one way or another. We either have to talk it out or very bad things are going to happen to Iran. I don't want that to happen, my big preference, and I don't say through strength or weakness, if we work it out with Iran, but if we don't work it out, bad things are going to happen to Iran. And on Sunday, Masoud, the president, that said the Islamic Republic rejects the option of direct talks with the U.S., offering Tehran's first response to Mr. Trump's letter via mediator in Oman. So Iran's not backing down. They're not going to.
Yeah, they shouldn't back down from this guy. In all honesty, man, it's just clown behavior, man. It just puts us in the same position that we putting ourselves in with everybody, with even our allies right now. It's clown behavior from a clown president, and people.
We don't have any allies.
And the people who've got him into office are a bunch of clowns as well. I don't care who they are. There's no more. Oh, you don't think this about me? Yeah, I think it about everybody now. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? I have to. I cannot look at anyone differently than when I look at the clown that they helped put into office. This guy's a joke. You're going to tell a country, basically, if you don't talk to me about something, I'm going to bomb you. That's like childish behavior. That's childish as hell behavior, really. You know, we're all like, oh, we don't want them to have a bomb. We got people who got nukes right now who are Russia, who are more bullies than anybody. You got Israel, same exact way. You know what I mean? They just do whatever they want to go do. So when it seems like whenever they want a country, they look at a country of color. I mean, once they wanted to get a nuclear bomb or something like that, it's a problem. Even though you got countries like Pakistan, other countries like that who are probably a lot less stable than Iran for a lot less time.
Remember, Iran had a nuclear deal with us, and there's the past president that cut it off was Donald Trump because Obama did it. And so now he's trying to double back and try, 8 years later, almost like he's trying to put it back. And Iran's like, we ain't dealing with you, bro. Like, we saw what you did to Canada. We saw how you're treating Mexico. We saw how you have memos on the UK saying you wouldn't defend them if they got attacked by Russia. He's like, yo, and Iran said, hey, do what you have to do. We ain't scared of you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bombed. I saw how you killed, one of our top generals.
And then they fired back. And after they fired back, Donald Trump ain't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? A couple of U.S. soldiers got messed up, and he was like, he backed up off it because after that, he could have went full crazy on him. But he has to understand, he started bombing Iran. Other, China and Russia going to join in. You know what I'm saying? He's having beef with Putin right now because Putin ain't messing with him. You know what I'm saying? He thought he had the upper hand. Like, it seems like Donald Trump is just, he wants to be a bully, but you can't bully other powerful people. He can only bully people that are weaker than him. Because if people are on his same level, he ain't listening. Like, shut up. You a punk. Do something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what it's going to turn into is he'll probably sick Israel on them because Israel, Netanyahu made these remarks in the 1990s, said, Israel can't be free until three nations fall, pretty much three nations. And two of those nations have already failed, which is Syria and Iraq. The third one was Iran. So this is all a part of a plan from a group of people who are not even from our country. Period. They're not from our country. They don't have our country's best interest in mind at all. We've given them some MOABs, which is mother of all bombs, 21,000-pound bombs. You know, they were complaining about us not giving them enough 2,000-pound bombs to kill the people in Gaza. Now we've given them 21,000-pound bombs. This is not for Gaza. This is for Iran. This is what this is for. This is why he's saying it. In 2 months, if you don't do this, what they're gonna, because it's just crazy, because this is the reason why we're doing this has nothing to do with us. It's crazy.
No, it has to all do with defending Israel. At the end of the day, that's all it is.
100%.
And they're going to drag us into a World War III where American soldiers and American children are going to die for another foreign country. And then at that point, I think Americans will actually realize who's really running our country and why we're over there. And they're going to have to stand up and get these people out of here, out of our government.
I don't really see people doing it. I don't think people care. I honestly don't. I think people are like,
understand that a lot of people, once you explain it to them, they're, you know, people like, I was in that disbelief, like, oh, you know, because they say anti-Semitic, da 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 da. And so, you know, people, you're brainwashed to believe all this stuff through the media who owns it. But once you actually like look and do your own research, you're like, wait a minute, why is this foreign government so important to us? Why is this foreign government have so much power over us? What have they done for us?
Why is this foreign government in paperwork about one of our presidents being unalived? Why is this foreign government have attacked us before, one of our vessels before, in their waters?
Yes.
Why is this foreign government have so much, like you said, so much influence in our government? You go listen to what Marco Rubio, everyone capitulates to this guy. Every time he comes around, they just go ahead.
The reason they're rounding up all these students and these people on visas, they're not protesting. They weren't protesting America. They were protesting Israel.
Yeah, and the murder of children, the murder of women and children.
American schools are losing their funding for protesting a foreign nation. We could protest any other country in the world, but you talk about this one, the American schools will lose their funding. Kids will lose their degrees and their scholarships.
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard before in my life, man. But pretty soon we'll be at war with Iran, because this guy right here is, to me, this dude's all about the bottom line, which is about money. It has nothing to do. He doesn't care. All this is for is the fact of enriching him and his friends. That's about it, man. And it's just sad. But the next one is Trump won't rule out seeking a third term in the White House. Tells NBC News there are methods for doing so. President Donald Trump did not rule out the possibility of seeking a third term in the White House, which is prohibited by the Constitution under the 22nd Amendment, saying in an exclusive interview with NBC News that there were methods for doing so, and clarifying that he was not joking. A lot of people want me to do it, Trump said in a Sunday morning phone call with NBC News, referring to his allies. But I mean, I basically tell them we have a long way to go. You know, it's very early in the administration. I'm focused on the current. Trump added in some of his most extensive comments to date about serving a third term in the White House. When asked whether he wanted another term, the president responded, "I like working. I'm not joking," Trump said when he asked to clarify, "but I'm not. It's too early to think about it." When asked whether he has been presented with plans to allow him to seek a third term, Trump said, "There are methods which you could do it." NBC asked about the possible scenario in which J.D. Vance would run for office, then pass the role to Trump. Trump responded, "That's one method, but there are others too," Trump added. Asked to share another method, Trump simply responded, "No." Amending the Constitution to abolish a two-term limit would be exceedingly difficult, requiring either 2/3 vote of Congress or 2/3 of the states agreeing to call a constitutional convention to propose changes. Either route would then require ratification from 3/4 of the states. So, I mean, this guy's serious about this whole third term thing. I mean, what's the difference between a fourth term, fifth term? I mean, he won't make it that long. Of course, he's not going to be alive that's this long. Go ahead, though.
I told you from the beginning he's not leaving. There's nothing that's going to stop him. Look, he hasn't even been there 60 days. And he's like, yeah, I'll probably come back for a third term. He hasn't even filled this one out yet. You know what I'm saying? You think about that in year 3. Right? They already planned to make him. He's already dictator Trump. Look, he's going to get rid of the Supreme Court before the summer's out. That's what's going to happen. They ain't doing what he needs them to do. They got to go. They just tried to pass an amendment where everything they don't even have to go through Congress. Like a congressman passed, he had this amendment. The lady's calling him out. He's like, I don't even see where you're having in here. Where basically he's going to be able to skip over the judicial branch and just do whatever he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? People need to understand the America that you grew up in no longer exists. We're just holding on to that old feeling of hope and thinking, oh, we'll get through this and we'll be fine. No. You need to realize what kind of country you live in. You need to go back and read Project 2025 so you can realize what's going to happen to you in the coming years. Donald Trump is not leaving. He is the new king and dictator of America.
They're happy that this guy is doing this. This is exactly what they've won. This is what they voted for. They'll tell you, I voted for this. They did. I spoke with we were speaking with Steve earlier. He was like, hey, no, I won't vote for a third term for Trump. And I won't doubt the fact of what he said. But I know a lot of other people who would do it. They'd vote for another term for him. They want him to be like king. It's like his sickle fans want him to be king over them. They're looking for someone to rule them. It's crazy to me.
No,
but in reality, it has a lot less. Yeah, go ahead. It has a lot less to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They don't feel they're going to rule over them. They're like, no, he ain't going to mess with us. You know what I'm saying? We're all equal.
Exactly.
He's going to rule over the niggas and the women and the brown people. The other ones, we don't like to separate them because they make them special. But, you know, that's who they're thinking they're going to get ruled. And they get to go back to the 1923 where they can, like, you know, get drunk and then drive to a neighborhood, grab somebody up and kill them and take pictures and stuff. That's what they want to get back to doing. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to rape women and then they blame the women for it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what these people want to do. And there's millions of people that think like that. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to understand that, like, you know, once he gets done with everyone else, you're next. You know,
they're already being treated this way. It's already happening right now. If we look at it,
people have to realize that.
Yeah, he's taking away your social programs. He's taking away your Social Security. He's taking away the money from the DOE is really funding your states. Those are the states who are getting the most funding from the DOE. The highest percentage of poor rural states, which is red states, funding comes from the DOE. I mean, so this is what's happening here. You guys are over the next 6 to 12 months, you'll start feeling it. Once he gets a chance to really get one of his little agendas through, because right now he hasn't gotten anything done yet. Nothing's been done other than the fact that him signing executive orders and starting the process of breaking things down. But then it's basically a rolling effect that you'll start feeling things. The stock market knows. That's why they pulled back so many points. That's why so much money has come off the table. People are like, man, I'm getting my money out of here because I already know this is a done deal. That extra 4,000 points we had, they're like, oh, let's take that back. Those are trillions of dollars off the table.
Oh yeah,
in your portfolio. So I mean, it's crazy.
The rich are going to be fine. It's those poor people that sat there and thought the world, because you let your news else. But you're finding out quick. You see a lot of people, they're starting to turn. They're like, like, you know, we had Steve on here. I wouldn't vote for a third term. Now a real Trumper would be like, yeah, I'll do it until their life gets affected. And there's a couple people that watch our show. You know what I'm saying? You're going to walk into a restaurant and you can go and half your family can't go in there. Then you're going to realize what you've done to yourself. That's just, it is what it is.
I think a lot of the people are even they won't even be able to go at all because, you know, these same people who look just like us have been talking the same thing, saying, hey, you know, I'm a Trumper. This is what it is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, but at the same time, though, this is just it just shows us where we're heading as a nation. We're not heading anywhere positive with this type of talking about third terms. I mean, and they're so early on that you know that they're serious about it. They just had a convention. I want to say Idaho or maybe it was Montana, one of those states up there where all the governors, like 27 governors or 29 governors or whatever, convened up there. DeSantis was up there. They were talking about it. And what were they talking about? You know, changing the Constitution. This is what they had a conversation about, so they could do certain things like getting around certain, you know, aspects of the Constitution. So it's crazy, but this is a real thing that's really happening right now. You know, so we need to definitely pay attention to it.
And folks, there's no way to fight it. It's gonna happen. You let it happen. You let 77 million people out of 423 decide your future. You're welcome.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, and I don't think that like I say, I don't think that they even care that that's what happened, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What we know about the Tufts University PhD student detained by federal agents. As the sun began to set Tuesday over Somerville, Massachusetts, Turkish national Ramziya Öztürk was on her way to meet friends at an iftar dinner where they would break their Ramadan fast, but she would never make it to the gathering, according to her attorney. Instead, the 30-year-old was arrested and physically restrained by immigration officers near her apartment, close to the Tufts University Somerville campus, where she was a PhD student. Lawyer Mahanzi Kanababa told CNN. 6 plainclothes officers surrounded Ozturk as she walked alone. Neighborhood surveillance video appears to show. The officers did not show their badges until she was restrained, the video shows. Now she is being held at an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Louisiana, according to the Department of Homeland Security. While no charges have been filed against Ozturk, her attorney told CNN Ozturk's visa status has been terminated, according to a statement released by Thursday by Tufts president Sunil Kumar. A federal judge in Boston issued an order late Friday to stop Ozturk from being deported. Judge Denise Casper wrote in the order that Ozturk shall not be removed from the United States until further order from this court. Casper's order directs immigration authorities to stop the deportation proceedings against Ozturk until she can determine whether the Boston court has jurisdiction to decide if Ozturk was lawfully detained. Ozturk is one of several foreign nationals affiliated with prestigious American universities to be arrested for purported activities related to terrorist organizations amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. They include Mohammed Khalil, a prominent Palestinian activist, taken into custody this month outside his Columbia University apartment. In her order, Casper cited Columbia graduate and Palestinian activist Mohammed Khalil's case, specifically referencing a New York judge's decision to not allow Khalil to be deported until the court settles whether it has jurisdiction over his case. Khalil and Ozturk's cases share some striking similarities. Both were arrested near their homes without notice. Both were transferred across state lines and jurisdictions, and both have been transferred to Louisiana. Ozturk engaged in activities in support of Hamas, a Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said Wednesday in a statement, without specifically specifying what his alleged activities were. So basically, she wrote a paper that basically was negative towards
Israel
killing 50,000, mostly men, mostly women and children in Gaza. So now she's not for America. We need to get her out of our country because free speech does not pertain to people with visas. You know what I mean? It barely pertains to us in this country anymore. If you really want to talk about it.
But the thing is, they rounded her up because she talked bad about another foreign nation. The one we just talked about earlier, folks. She didn't say anything bad about America. She talked about Israel, and they arrested her for it in America. Now, one thing is, she's not from here. You know what I'm saying? So she should just be keeping her mouth shut and keeping a low profile. I said what I said.
I don't believe that at all.
You're here on a visa. You don't have the same rights as the rest of us, and they're showing you that. This is America for some of us.
This has never been a thing right here. This has never been a thing at all.
It is now. I told you this is the new norm. All right. All that old stuff, all that freedom of speech and freedom of rally and protest. And the Constitution's out the window. You just saw what happened when these people were leaking. They were using Signal to send military attacks, you know what I'm saying, on foreign countries. And no one took any blame for it. Nobody was fired. This is the new norm. The rules don't apply to the rich that have the money. Absolutely. The rules only apply to us peasants and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so until we realize that and we actually revolt as a people, this is the new norm. They're going to, especially people, if you have a visa and you're here supposed to go to school, they can take that from you. They don't have to give you a reason. There's no oversight anymore. There's nobody to come back. I mean, they're about to shut the courts down from even messing with anything that they do. We're not even 60 days, my peoples. We're not even 60 days.
It's all bad.
How much can you take? I mean, I'm looking at it now. People are resisting. You're resisting. Keep resisting. How much can you resist before they finally break us? Yeah, what's going to have to happen before you realize, damn, it's over?
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's really we're at a point right now. If we saw the video, like it just looked like these people were just, they didn't have. If it was me, I'd have been nervous. I'd be like, what's going on? I think somebody's trying to rob me or someone's trying to kidnap me. The way they walked up on her, they just plain clothes, hoodies on. You know what I mean? Like just a bunch of, this is what they're doing now. It's like they put that picture out, that little meme picture of the was of an actual woman who got arrested. I guess she had sold drugs before in the country, gotten kicked out. Okay, yeah. But the fact of the matter is they put it on their page, but the person who's arresting her is like your average white guy looking with the little hunter hat on. Look, this is what the images that they want to portray of this country. These people here are the ones on the White House,
on the official White House Twitter page.
Yeah, I mean, so this is what they want to portray, that the white guys will come and get whoever in this country of color and kick them out. This is what they're portraying to the world. This is what they want us to see. This is the imagery that they're trying to play out. And so this is Marco Rubio goes on to talk about the girl like, hey, we don't care. I mean, if you were to you said it best. You were like, basically, you know, if he said basically if a person speaks negative, if they would have told us they were going to speak negative about Israel before they got here, then we'd have never let them in. But if you do it while you're here, we don't care. We're coming to kick you out. You know, if they speak negative about Israel, like what is this a common theme here where they keep on trying to defend this foreign country, just this one. They don't want to defend Greenland. They don't want to defend our Euro allies. They don't want to defend
you can even talk bad about Ukraine. You can talk all you want. You can be pro-Russian all you want. But this one country, for some reason, if you say something bad about it, they'll destroy your whole life here in America.
Yeah, and I mean, no, that's not like they didn't act like when the whole protests were going on in colleges. Make them show their faces. Tell them they can't wear masks. You know what I mean? Why is the fact that make them show their faces, tell them they can't wear masks, and then trying to get rid of diversity, trying to get rid of basically any laws that state that you cannot discriminate against anyone for what they do here. That's just it. All goes along these same lines.
There's 38 states in America that signed promissory notes saying they would never talk bad about Israel. 38 states. I mean, in America.
We better act like we know what AIPAC is. We better act like we understand who runs our country. It's not just this is through corruption. This is through bribery. This is through blackmail. Everyone knows this stuff. This is all the Mossad. All this stuff is just real things that we know about. You know, like we know that who these people really are, but for some reason they have such a grip on our country, and none of us will even. None of our people in the office will speak bad about them. They need them half of the time to even get elected. What they do? Run $30 million against was that Corey or something Bowman, whatever his name was, and Bowman over in New York, and then against Corey Bush over in St. Louis. They $15 million against her in a primary, in a Democratic primary. Spent that much.
Yeah, they did a lot.
Come on, I mean, it's out of line, man. We're at a point. We have to keep on talking about this, and I think the rest of the world needs to really try to sit back and understand what's happening here. Look at what these are monsters, man. They bombed and killed. There's an image I just saw today of basically an encampment in Gaza. Just a bunch of people who were in an encampment. This is supposed to be a safe area that was bombed. They just dropped the bomb on it. Boom. I'm watching kids, man. These are monsters that we're dealing with here. And if we don't do something about it soon, they already run the world mostly. They run most of the world, most of it. You know what I mean? Like we got to look at them for who they really are and quit playing games and quit being scared of being called anti-Semitic. I don't even want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Call me anti-Semitic all you want to. I'm against people killing kids.
And you really got to be Semitic for me to be against you. I'm just saying.
Exactly, because I don't think most of those guys are. In reality, most of you come from Europe. Most of you, what is it called? The Ashka something. You're not really from that area. So let's quit pretending. Your name's not even Bibi Netanyahu. It's not even Netanyahu. It's something totally different. You changed it to that. It sounded like you were more of a Jew. That's a fact. Let's be real.
We revoked her visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We revoked it, and here's why. And I'll say it again. I said it everywhere. Let me be abundantly clear, okay? If you go apply for a visa right now, anywhere in the world, let me just send this message out. If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa. If you lie to us and get a visa and then enter the United States and with that visa participate in that sort of activity, we're going to take away your visa. And once you've lost your visa, you're no longer legally in the United States, and we have a right, like every country in the world has a right, to remove you from our country. So it's just that simple. I think it's crazy. I think it's stupid for any country in the world to welcome people into their country that are going to go to your universities as visitors. They're visitors. And say, I'm going to your universities to start a riot. I'm going to your universities to take over a library and harass people. I don't care what movement you're involved in. Why would any country in the world allow people to come and disrupt? Now, we gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree. not to become a social activist that tears up our university campuses. And if we've given you a visa and then you decide to do that, we're going to take it away. I encourage every country to do that, by the way, because I think it's crazy to invite students into your country that are coming onto your campus and destabilizing it. We're just not going to have it. So we'll revoke your visa, and once your visa is revoked, you're illegally in the country and you have to leave. Every country in the world has a right to decide who comes in as a visitor and who doesn't. If you invite me into your home because you say, I want to come to your house for dinner, and I go to your house and I start putting mud on your couch and spray painting your kitchen, I bet you're going to kick me out. Well, we're going to do the same thing if you come into the United States as a visitor and create a ruckus for us. We don't want it. We don't want it in our country. Go back and do it in your country. But you're not going to do it in our country.
Canada PM Mark Carney says old relationship with the U.S. is over. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said that Canada's old relationship with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperation, is over. Speaking to reporters in Ottawa after a cabinet meeting, Carney said Canadians must fundamentally reimage our economy. Reimagine, in the face of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. He said Canada would respond with retaliatory tariffs that will have maximum impact on the U.S. Trump announced on Wednesday he would target imported vehicles and vehicle parts with 25% tax, stating this is permanent. Carney, the Liberal Party leader, called the original Canada-U.S. automotive products agreement signed in 1965 the most important deal in his lifetime. That's finished with these tariffs, he said in French. He continued that Canada can sustain an auto industry with the U.S. tariffs, provided the government and business community work to reimagine and retool the industry. Canada needs to build an economy Canadians can control, he said, and that would include rethinking its trade relationships with other partners. It remains to be seen whether Canadians can have a strong trading relationship with the United States going forward, he added. I mean, there's a lot more to be said, but Jesus, man.
Canada, at least they're realizing, just like the UK is, they're like, look, these are not our allies anymore. We don't know who these people are. I mean, they saw it a little bit when Trump was first in office, but this time he's doubling down, tripling down. So, Canada, Mexico, the UK, they're kind of just like, look, we're done messing with you. You're not gonna bully us. You're not gonna punk us into stuff. Like I'm saying, he can bully people that are less than him because it's easy. Say money and power can do that for you. When you start messing with whole countries that have their own armies, that have their own economies, they're like, bro, we'll just go around you. We ain't got to deal with you. We do it because we've been always friendly with you, but they're like, that's over. It's cool. Then don't expect us to come to your aid when something happens.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't trust us anymore. It's a done deal. I mean, this guy, I think this time he came in with the agenda. The first time in office, he knew he's going to win. I think he wasn't really activated as an agent that time because they were thinking, okay, he might get a second term. His second term is when we can do the things we really want to get done. I think this time he came in and said, you know what, he's activated from the beginning. This is what we say, activated, because this is the term that they use over in Russia. That's why I say it, at least when they activate one of their sleeper cells. I think that's what he is, man. All of his actions show me that he's some kind of a sleeper cell for a different country, because he's not working for the United States people. He's not working for us at all. You don't threaten your northern neighbor and your southern neighbor with I'm gonna come and take over your country. I don't say, oh, you're not even a real country, Canada. Just like who said that about Ukraine? Russia. It's the same jargon that it's the same, kind of BS language they were using against Ukraine before they invaded Ukraine. So I mean, why are we threatening Canada? What are they gonna do? If I'm Canada, I'm turning to another. I'm finding me another ally. Who's that gonna be? Who's Mexico's new ally gonna be? The same people who've already been trying to move into Mexico, China. So now you're going to have them in our backyard. Now they're going to be talking about maybe putting a base or doing cooperative drills with China in our backyard because this guy came in during this time in history and started all this type of, come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about the situation.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to watch out. But I mean, they known as soon as he came in for the second term. I mean, like he won off hate, fear and anger. So that's what they're given. You know what I'm saying? And so it's sad to see, like I said, this is the new norm here in America. This is what won him the presidency, supposedly. So this is what we have to expect from everything and everyone that's around him and what they're doing. There'll be no transparency. They'll never admit to anything that they did wrong. They'll take all the W's for themselves. They're going to constantly lie to you, and they're going to try to bully everybody around them. This is what America is now. And, the rest of the world doesn't have to deal with it. And pretty soon we won't have to either, because we'll probably be splitting apart in states as it comes on, because it's going back to states' rights. And the last time we had states' rights, there was slavery. So, you know, it's going to be wild to see. I mean, it's not wild to see. I'm kind of over it already. I've seen it. I saw it coming. So, you know, that's why I was hanging out. I was like, on my birthday, I was like, man, let me go out. Let me go live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like January, I was like, let me enjoy this. I'm like, you know, I'm taking that last breath of fresh, free air. You know, because after the election, everyone was sad. I was like, no, I'm going to live it up, because we got about 2 months before this bullshit kicks in. And then our world will be upside down, which it is now, as you see.
And with that, folks,
this is Uncommon Courtesy, and we will see you next time.